morning, headed to the auction to drop 2 repossessions off. Excuse me. I've actually got a Hotshot truck on the trailer. It was a repossession, and it still has the company name and DOT and MC number on it and everything. So I'm gonna try to, out of respect for the company, I don't know them, but I'm going to try to not show their information because things happen, you know. It is what it is. It could have been an owner-opper or something, and you know, don't want to put their business out there. But I picked this up yesterday after a bit of a long wait to get it, but it still pays like $350, $400 on 35 miles. So I waited for an hour. I didn't realize when I got there, so there's the thing about repossession lots is they have appointment times. Well, people just start showing up, and there's a line of people because for this company, it was more of like they were also towing cars that were, you know, parked somewhere they're not supposed to be, or there was people coming to clean their repossessions out and get their personal belongings because they were just giving a car back to the bank. So it was just, there was a lot of people there, and I've never been there before, but the lady who runs the place said, if I come back, just she'll remember me that I'm a transporter, and she'll take care of me first because my stuff's easy. Mine, the paperwork's done, ready to go. All she has to do is get my signature and a copy of my license, so my stuff's easy. So we're gonna go get these dropped off. I gotta jump both of them. The one diesel, it must have been sitting for a while, so the batteries aren't holding the charge. And then the BMW actually may start without a jump, but even if it does need a jump, it'll be a pretty easy one. It started, I had to move it, and it fired up fine. Well, happy Sunday. I guess who's working? I'm only working. I gotta pick up a truck for my good buddy Adam. He had
continue straight for 8 minutes.
He had injector failure on his 18 Ram. It's got like 60,000 miles on it. He lost an injector the other day, and he's playing catch up. He's got a lot of work going on. So he asked if it's got one little oddball truck, and I gotta kind of go up that way tomorrow. Well, I can make it work. I'm not going exactly that way, but I can help him out and make it work. But I'm only picking it up today and leaving early tomorrow morning because it's supposed to snow tomorrow. Where I gotta deliver to my van customer, they're expecting like 6+ inches of snow tomorrow afternoon into Tuesday morning, so I need to get up there and get out early tomorrow to beat the snow. Only because I really don't want to hold on to the van any longer. I want to get paid for it, and I don't want to sit at the house because I have more work to do. I've got pretty full schedule already kind of lined up for at least Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm pretty happy with it. A couple more repos, a couple potentially new car moves. I guess I've been dealing with this broker and this one lady from the brokerage, and she called me. I didn't recognize the number, but it said like, it didn't say dispatch, it said like something, it's from RPM, but I think it just said like freight services or something. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, I'll answer that. So I didn't think it was like one of those dispatchers that calls you a million times. Anyways, she said, I see I've dispatched you a couple from the Baltimore area. Do you live in that area? And I was like, yeah, I'm like 30 minutes or so outside of Baltimore. And she's like, well, I've got some new cars I need to get moved too. And I'm having trouble getting them moved. People go and they can't. They book them and they cancel. And it's no twig required. And it's pretty easy in and out. And I was like, all right, well, what's your rate? And she said, well, I don't have a list of them yet. She says, I'm just trying to find some help. Because I guess she was trying to compile the list of everything that's getting a little old that needs to be moved. And I was like, yeah, if the rates work out, and she said she's willing to work with me on them to get them moved, then it could be a pretty consistent thing. Which would be nice to, you know, bring some repos in to Belcamp, then go to Baltimore and bring new cars out. And it's only like 150, 200 mile radius of where they deliver. They're just new cars out of the port going to the dealers. Pretty easy work, so we'll see. See what happens. That might fill up the rest of the week, would be nice. Hauling new cars is always nice if you can get in and out quickly, because the worst thing is usually a dead battery, and if you've got a good jump box, you're pretty much set. So before I even get out of the truck here, for those of you that don't haul out of Mannheim or don't haul at all, so Mannheim, the auction, has this app called Lot Vision. It started probably 2-3 years ago. All they do is put a little GPS tracker in the OBD2 port, and they're able to track the vehicles. I'm guessing probably due to losing vehicles and stuff like that, because what happens is you used to have just an area location where the vehicle was, but what happens is people would just hop in cars to go find their car and then just leave that car there, so nobody knows where that car is. So they have this app called Lot Vision, and it'll actually you type in the work order number and it'll show you exactly where the vehicle is, and if you click on the little locate button, it'll take your like your location and show you exactly how to get to it. So we are 2,100 feet away from this vehicle. It looks like it's actually back, not in this sold lot. It is back in, because it had a post-sale inspection done on it, and I'm assuming that's why it's back there. What that is it'll get inspected before it is transported out of here to make sure it is what it says it is from the dealer. And it's kind of like an insurance policy with Mannheim, I assume. Either you get an inspection, because there's like different ranges of how vehicles are sold. Some are sold as is, and I don't know if it might be Mannheim that uses like a light system. Like red light means like sold as is, yellow is something, green is something. I don't know. But anyways, so they get inspected, and somebody from Mannheim, a mechanic, will look at it, and then if it gets to the dealer and there's an issue, they have like an insurance policy where they can just send the vehicle back. It's kind of like a protection plan for the dealer, which makes sense, because I've seen where like you'll come to pick up a vehicle and the motor will be knocking or the trans is slipping, and it's sold like as a good running car, and something like that happens. So I guess I'm gonna take this trek. That's why I wore sneakers today, because I knew I'd have to walk a good distance. But it sucks that the truck lot's so far away from the actual gate you walk in here. Because if I could get through this gate, I could take a straight line back to that, but instead I gotta kind of go around. And it is what it is. This place is a dump. Oh shoot. I have been talking this whole time. Let me hop out here and show you what is on this trailer beside me. Give me just a minute. Man, I have been talking this whole time. Look how far up they have this truck on this wedge. Oh, there's not even a... Looks like someone tried to steal the DPF off of this thing. Good Lord. Well, we knew weather was going to play a factor today. Well, we're climbing the mountain here, just crossed into Garrett County. And we've hit just a few snow squalls today, but this is where the brunt of it starts. So I'm only about 20 minutes away from my customer, so I should be able to get in and out pretty quickly. I left the van all the way in the front in case we were to hit some, if I hit this earlier and it got bad, that I would have the traction from the van being right at the front of the trailer. As you can see, well, maybe, how windy it is. It's supposed to be some real high winds in this snow. I've seen accumulations from 1 to 3 inches to 6 to 12 up here. So I didn't even know about it until my customer asked what time I was delivering. I think he asked on like Friday or Saturday, and just warned me about the snow. So all I gotta do is have him pull this off. He knows I'm gonna be there in 20 minutes, so he's gonna pull it off with his tractor. It runs, it just doesn't have a transmission. I don't know if it's actually in the transmission or what, but you can't even feel it go into any gear. It's got fluid in it, but... So anyways, I'm going to get up here and get this pulled off, and then try to make... I got one pickup for sure today, and I'll probably go ahead and deliver that, but I was trying to get a second one, but they don't deliver... they don't release cars after 12 o'clock during the week, so I'll have to grab it tomorrow probably. So no big deal. I'll catch up with you guys here in a little bit. Well, I'm glad I got out of there. That snow was no joke. It was coming down hard. I don't know if that time lapse is picking it up. I was sitting there on the side of the road trying to send in some paperwork for something else, and it was snowing so hard and blowing so hard. Within like the 5 minutes I was sitting there, it went from bare road, no snow at all, to covered. It was coming down hard, so I was able to get out of there, and now I'm going back into Hagerstown area, and they're not calling for anything here. My customer said, he said, well, at least you got time to get down off the mountain. I said, yeah, how much are they expecting up here? I said, I've seen anything from 1 to 3 to 6 to 12. He said, by tomorrow afternoon, they say we should have about 12 inches of snow up here. It's like, dang. But they're equipped for it up there, so they get everything cleaned up pretty quickly and keep things moving. But it was coming down so hard, there's no way to keep up with it. So if you get stuck in something like that, you're pretty much waiting it out. But I've got about 15 minutes to go. I'm gonna pick up one truck, a running truck that goes to the auction. So a pretty easy pickup. I'm just gonna run it to Bell Camp by itself. That's kind of my back haul for the day, I guess you could say. It's just a little extra money. I was gonna say, I ran into a guy I know at the Loves up there in Frostburg or whatever town that is up in 68. And I've known him for quite a while. I've known him since I was in middle school. And he's got a big 379P step deck and has his own company and been trucking for a while. And I'd run into him up there, he had his hood open. And I was like, I said, I know who that is. So I pulled over to make sure he was all right. And he was just checking over some work that he had done over the weekend to make sure everything was good. But it's funny to see him because years and years ago, he actually cut his index finger off at my house, at my parents' house. And his index finger was laying on the driveway. And never get those images out of your mind.
4,
Seeing something
1,
like that. So,
2, 4,
I love it.
1. There it goes. See if this pig will start. This thing is dead. One thing I don't like about this jump box, I don't know if it's got like a safety on it or something, but it'll kick off. I don't know if it pulls too much power or something, so you can't like crank on it. I get it. Probably keeps it from burning up. That's probably part of the reason why I've burned up so many jump boxes. But then it does like a cycle and it'll kick back on. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta carry an extra battery with you. Oh. I don't know if this is a Toyota thing, but when the battery dies on this thing, I don't know if it has like, takes forever to reset the idle on this. See how it dies? You gotta keep restarting and it'll finally start to idle correctly. See how it just keeps shutting off? If you hit the gas, it just dies too. That's not me hitting the gas. Last time it took, I don't know, 20 or so starts for it to finally, and you could tell it just started idling correctly. I don't know if it's a Toyota thing, I don't. Remember when I worked for Subaru, if the batteries died, you had to let it sit there and run for a little while to relearn idle, or it would stall. See, there it goes. Now it's fine. Now it'll idle the whole time. It's weird. Weird. stuck on there pretty good. Please don't shut off on me. Please. Tire's flat. See if this guy's got the gate open or not. Power steering's a little funny right now. Man, look what showed up at my house. Don't mind if I do. Brand new Intech. She needs a bath. Big side door. Let's see how we like this thing.